Shuye Lin was just a man drowning in debt, forced to cross-dress to survive. But one unexpected night, he became entangled with the Mu family's #1 assassin Huai Bo. From that moment on, his life took a completely different turn. To hide his identity and pay off what he owed, Shuye Lin stepped into the underworld. He used his intelligence and analytical skills to earn President Mu's trust. He even secured the mission to investigate the internal affairs of Ha Shengtang, with a $1 million reward on the line. But here's the problem. The man assigned as his backup was none other than Huai Bo. A cold and dangerous man. And someone who might have met him on a chaotic night Shuye Lin would rather forget. Huai Bo said he did not recognize him by his face, but by his scent. From that point on, the distance between them kept shrinking. Close enough that every touch sent Shuye Lin's heart racing. Meanwhile, their target Chun Ping only dated men. And the bar they had to visit was a gay bar. When someone asked if Huai Bo was Shuye Lin's boyfriend, Shuye Lin denied it immediately. But Huai Bo said nothing at all. So what was he really protecting? The mission or someone he had already claimed? $1 million hung just within reach. A false identity that could collapse at any moment. And an assassin who stood a little too close, as if waiting for confirmation. If Huai Bo truly remembers that night, where will Shuye Lin run? 2 hours before fate took a turn, Shuye Lin still believed he was in control. In 2030, Chinatown in City N was where money and danger walked side by side. Buried under debt and his grandmother's hospital bills, he chose to cross-dress and entertain clients. It was the fastest way to earn cash. And the most dangerous. That night, Mr. Wong requested him by name. A man known for his temper and his hatred of being deceived. Shuye Lin knew he was walking into a gamble far too big for him. Still he put on the dress, did his makeup, and smiled like always. Because money always came before fear. Drinks kept flowing inside the VIP room. Warm golden lights masked intentions no one dared to voice. Shuye Lin noticed something had been slipped into his glass. When no one was looking, he quietly poured some of it away. But Mr. Wong was not easy to fool. The moment he realized the girl would not submit, his patience snapped. The door locked from the inside. The air turned heavy thick with alcohol and something far more dangerous. For the first time, Shuye Lin was truly afraid. If his identity was exposed, tonight could be his last. Then a strange noise from the hallway. An explosion ripped through the silence. Lights flickered. Glass shattered. Screams collided. In seconds, the VIP room became a battlefield. Men from another faction stormed in. Under the cold blue hallway lights, a figure stepped forward. Huai Bo. His eyes swept across the chaos, stopping on the man bold enough to traffic weapons on his territory. Then his gaze shifted, landing on Shuye Lin against the wall. For a brief second, everything went silent. Shuye Lin did not know if he feared him or was waiting for him. Huai Bo did not ask who he was. But from that moment on, Shuye Lin stepped into Huai Bo's world and there was no way back. After the shootout at the bar, Shuye Lin thought he had escaped the worst of the trouble. But he did not realize the real danger was already inside his own body. The drug slipped into his drink had not fully worn off. When the men from the Huai Bo syndicate withdrew, he quietly slipped away from the scene. That was when the drug's effects began to surge. His entire body burned as if set on fire. His head spun, his vision blurred. His steps grew unsteady. Shuye Lin knew that if anyone discovered he was a man disguised as a woman in this state, he would not survive the night. He had to leave before everything spiraled out of control. In the dark parking lot behind the building, Huai Bo stood alone beneath the cold white lights. He had just dealt with an illegal weapons transaction on his territory, and danger still clung to him like a shadow. Those pale blue eyes were so sharp no one dared meet them. But that night, someone walked straight toward him. Shuye Lin barely conscious. The drug stripped his reason away piece by piece. His heated breath crossed the invisible line of Huai Bo's personal space. When their eyes met, neither of them stepped back. Shuye Lin's hand instinctively clutched Huai Bo's shirt, searching for his only anchor. Huai Bo sensed something was wrong, yet somehow, he too was pulled into the same vortex. That night, there was nothing left but chaotic heartbeats and suffocating darkness. When Huai Bo opened his eyes, he was inside his car, his head pounding. His subordinates said he had slept for an entire day and night. No one dared wake him. Shuye Lin had vanished, as if he had never existed that night. But the lingering sensation on Huai Bo's collar and the blurred fragments in his memory proved one thing: between them now lay a secret that could never be erased. After that night of lost control, Huai Bo began investigating on his own. He did not believe in coincidences. The blonde woman from that night had disappeared too cleanly. At the same time, an assassin from the Huaqing Society was assigned to cooperate on an operation. Huai Bo refused to personally receive the newcomer. He said he had private matters to verify. In truth, he was tracing the clues from that night. In another corner of the city, Shuye Lin was preparing a new identity for himself. He decided to join a film crew as a prop assistant during the summer break. It was the only way to stay away from the bar and the dangerous trouble tied to it. But the memory of that night had not completely faded. The burning heat and chaotic heartbeat still haunted him. Shuye Lin told himself it had only been the drug. A physiological mistake. Nothing more. As he hurried down the street, someone suddenly bumped into him. The man wore a white suit, his tie perfectly straight. A familiar scent lingered in the air, making Shuye Lin freeze. But the other person was already gone. All he managed to pick up was an item the man had dropped. Meanwhile, a Fu and a Gue were waiting for the gold-tier assassin from the Huaqing Society. According to the introduction, this person was extremely mysterious. The photo sent over showed only clothing, no face. All members of the Huaqing Society wore white suits with an emblem pinned to the chest. When the car came to a stop, a young man stepped forward. Shuye Lin smiled naturally and introduced himself. A Fu narrowed his eyes, catching the faint scent of prop adhesive still clinging to him. None of them knew that elsewhere, Huai Bo had already begun reviewing the bar security footage from 3 days earlier and the curtain of secrecy was about to fall. Shuye Lin officially stepped into President Mu's film crew. He told himself it was just a temporary side job. But the atmosphere here felt far too real to be mere cinema. The props were cold and razor-sharp. The rooms glowed red like active crime scenes. Shuye Lin forced himself to stay calm. He used enthusiasm to mask his anxiety, convincing himself he only needed to last 1 month. As long as he did not run into that man again. The man whose gaze had made him lose control that night. In the meeting room, President Mu received him with casual indifference. He said this arrangement was merely a favor for old Zhou. But Shuye Lin refused to be seen as someone who slipped in through connections. He proactively demonstrated his skills, even expressing admiration for their career. That sincerity made President Mu reconsider. Shuye Lin was allowed to attend the afternoon meeting. And for the first time, the name Lin echoed in that room. Shuye Lin did not know it was the alias of Huai Bo. While scouting locations, a red-lit room caught his eye. An extra lay motionless among the sharp props. The wound looked disturbingly real. Shuye Lin froze. It was identical to the cut burned into his memory from that night. His heart pounded as he realized there were no cameras anywhere. This was not a rehearsal. And at that exact moment, a shadow appeared behind him. Shuye Lin turned around. Huai Bo's eyes locked onto him as if they had met before. The meeting began under a tense atmosphere. Shuye Lin forced himself to appear calm, as if he had not nearly panicked just minutes earlier. Huai Bo stood not far from him. His gaze swept over Shuye Lin from time to time. No one mentioned having met before. When Shuye Lin found an excuse to leave the room, Huai Bo followed. The hallway was empty. Their footsteps stopped outside the restroom door. The distance between them shrank until they could almost hear each other's heartbeat. Then Huai Bo said he had met him before. Shuye Lin denied it. He joked that he simply had a common face. But Huai Bo shook his head. It was not the face. It was the scent. A familiar scent from that chaotic night. A chill ran down Shuye Lin's spine. But he quickly pulled out a bottle of perfume, claiming it was just a popular fragrance. He even offered it to Huai Bo. Huai Bo accepted it, his eyes never leaving him. Shuye Lin walked away first, convincing himself the danger had passed. Back in the meeting room, the discussion shifted to the conflict with Ha Shengtang. Territory had been encroached upon. The family's interests were under threat. The atmosphere grew heavier by the minute. When a $1 million bounty was announced, Shuye Lin's eyes lit up instinctively. It was almost a reflex.
Huai Bo noticed.
And a faint smile curved on his lips. That night, Shuye Lin received word that someone who looked exactly like him had been captured. He understood his identity was safe for now. But that sense still lingered in the memory of a man who was not known for letting things go. After the meeting, Shuye Lin's proposal was approved. He was officially assigned to investigate the internal affairs of Ha Shengtang. $1 million hung before him like bait. And ambition began to burn inside him. Shuye Lin analyzed the rivals' commercial data. He pointed out irregularities in their operational chain. Ha Shengtang's internal structure was already in chaos. And the key breakthrough could be the second young master who had just returned from abroad. Shuye Lin volunteered to investigate personally. Because no one knew his current identity. President Mu agreed. But he insisted there must be backup. Shuye Lin assumed it would be Pei Chuan. Yet when he stepped out of the meeting room, he heard heavy rain pouring down. Beneath the dark overhang stood a tall figure waiting. It was Huai Bo. He stated simply that President Mu had assigned him to accompany the mission. Shuye Lin forced a smile, his heartbeat faltering again. Huai Bo stepped closer, close enough that their breaths blended in the cold rain. He remarked that when he personally handled matters, he usually left no survivors. His voice was not loud. But it was enough for Shuye Lin to understand it was a warning. Or was it a reminder? He could not tell. The two of them arrived at the bar their target frequently visited. Purple lights reflected off Huai Bo's face, making him appear even colder. When a few strangers tried approaching Shuye Lin, a single glance from Huai Bo was enough to make them back off. The moment Huai Bo's hand lightly gripped his wrist in the crowd, Shuye Lin suddenly realized something. This man was not here just as backup. He was observing every reaction Shuye Lin made. And that familiar scent in the night rain seemed to surface once again from the depths of memory. The mission to approach second young Master Chun Ping officially began at a nightclub. Shuye Lin entered first, with Huai Bo close behind. Purple lights and pounding music made the air feel suffocating. Shuye Lin quickly realized this was not an ordinary bar. It was a gay bar. Huai Bo paused for a split second. Shuye Lin hurried to explain that their target frequented this place. But Huai Bo's gaze had visibly turned colder. When a stranger accidentally brushed Shuye Lin's shoulder, Huai Bo immediately pulled him behind his back. His grip tightened enough for Shuye Lin to let out a soft protest. Under the dim lights, the distance between them became unusually close. Suddenly, Shuye Lin felt this sensation. Was eerily similar to that night. His heartbeat spiraled out of rhythm. Huai Bo, too, seemed to hesitate as if that familiar scent were circling him once again. Chun Ping appeared at just the right moment. He acted friendly and quickly struck up a conversation with Shuye Lin. When someone jokingly suggested Huai Bo was Shuye Lin's boyfriend, Shuye Lin immediately denied it. But Huai Bo offered no clarification. Chun Ping casually revealed that he had just gone through a breakup. And that his exes had all been men. The information made Shuye Lin glance at Huai Bo instinctively. He suddenly realized. Chun Ping's type seemed strikingly similar to Huai Bo. The silence between the two of them grew strange. Huai Bo abruptly released Shuye Lin's hand and turned away. But only minutes later, when Chun Ping leaned in a little too close, Huai Bo stepped back between them. That look in his eyes was no longer just about the mission. It carried something harder to define. The night ended with Huai Bo escorting Shuye Lin out of the bar. And for the first time, Shuye Lin was not sure whether this man was protecting the mission. Or holding on to him. The first 7 chapters were not just about an investigation. They marked the moment Shuye Lin began stepping into Huai Bo's sphere of control. At first, all he wanted was money. $1 million to clear his debts and walk away. But Huai Bo never looked at him like a mere partner. He remembered him by his scent. He did not expose him. He simply stood closer and closer. At the gay bar, when someone else touched Shuye Lin, Huai Bo was the first to pull him back. When they were mistaken for boyfriends, he did not deny it. And Shuye Lin began to realize something dangerous. If this mission required emotional manipulation, the first one to lose control might not be the target. $1 million was the reason to begin. But emotions are what ruin everything. If Huai Bo confirms that the person from that night was Shuye Lin, then this game will have no way out.